welcome to the classroom of Michele Corley Clinical Skincare. I'm Michele, and today we're going to be performing our Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial on our model, Wendy. We have already done a thorough intake form, and we've had our thorough client interview, which you may have viewed. So the first thing I like to do before we actually start the facial is take a quick look at the client's skin before you remove their makeup. And the reason I like to do this is it really gives you a good picture of what has been happening to the client's skin throughout the day. So it is a good way, literally, for you to see what's going on and what's manifested in the skin. Do you see a lot of surface oil? Is the skin looking very dry, very dehydrated? So I always like to take a look before I remove the makeup. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Wendy's skin. She's actually the ideal candidate for the Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial. Wendy has spent some time in the sun, just like so many of us. We love the sun when we're young, and then when we're a little bit older, we don't like the results of the sun so much with the sun damage that some of us can see. Okay, so Wendy's skin, she's a beautiful lady. We've got a little bit of dehydration happening, and again, we do have some sun damage coming out from the younger days, the earlier days, when we were spending time in the sun. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our first cleanse. And really, for us at Michele Corley Clinical Skincare, the first cleanse is just very brief, and it's literally meant to remove makeup so that we can then go back in and take a good look at the skin, a more thorough look. So this will be a little cool. And this is my gentle cleansing milk. And the gentle cleansing milk is appropriate really for treatment for all skin types, okay? And that's for treatment. Now it's gonna be different what you recommend for home care for them, but for treatment it's absolutely fine for all skin types. And it is the product called for in the Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial. Okay, and one thing you can already tell is Wendy's skin is drinking it in. That cleanser is gone. Her skin literally drank that product in. So even with that brief time on the skin, and again, we are just here to remove any makeup. Wendy actually doesn't really have on hardly any makeup, so we're just gonna quickly do this very initial first cleanse, okay? And we're just gonna remove the cleanser with our 4x4 cotton pads. These are lovely, soft cotton pads, okay? And one thing I want to encourage you to do, when you first see a client on their first visit, it's really great to tell the client what you're doing and kind of why you're doing it, okay? And I also like to look at the skin as we're going through. And you need to use your judgment as far as what you think is best for that particular client. So we're gonna go ahead and take another look here after the first cleanse, okay? And one thing that happens just immediately is the skin gets a little more moist, okay? Wendy really doesn't have any congestion, okay? She has very fine pores. She does have some capillary activity, which is probably, again, attributed to the sun, okay? And a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of times they think that sun damage is gonna manifest itself with pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, but it can also manifest itself with blotchy redness as well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the first cleanse. Now, cleanse, or excuse me, the cleanse for the Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial calls for the Gentle Cleansing Milk and the Calm, Nourish, and Repair Facial Oil. Okay, so you can layer those. So I'm going to apply the Gentle Cleansing Milk. And what we are doing is we're nourishing the skin. We're nourishing the skin, we're hydrating the skin. And our treatment protocol calls for a good 15-minute cleansing massage. I'm going to add the second ingredient, or the second product, into the Bright and Tight Facial, and that's our Calm, Nourish, and Repair Facial Oil. Okay. The Calm, Nourish, and Repair Facial Oil consists of lots of cold-pressed oils, or minimally processed oils, which means they're very nutrient rich. Okay, so we'll just apply that. And now a lot of you are probably not familiar with doing a 15-minute cleanse. This is actually the massage portion of our facials, of the Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial. So what we're doing by doing the 15-minute cleanse is we're allowing the skin the opportunity to really absorb all the wonderful nutrients that are in the product. We are going to hydrate the skin, and we're going to get the blood and the lymph of the skin flowing. Okay. A lot of us are taught to do a very quick cleanse and then to move right into the exfoliation step. Then we do extractions and then we do massage. But with our treatment protocols, and in particular the Bright and Tight Vitamin C protocol, we do the 15-minute cleanse, and then we actually do 3 levels of exfoliation if the client's skin is going to be able to bear that well. And what that does is it prepares the skin, it hydrates the skin, and it really opens the door for lots of good ingredients to get into the skin and deliver amazing results. It also, now Wendy doesn't need a lot of extractions, but if she did, this longer preparation before the extraction section is absolutely wonderful because it gives the skin time to become hydrated. Okay? And again, we want to do a nice long cleansing massage, about 15 minutes. You can do it with steam if you'd like. I do recommend you keep the steam 3 feet away. So Wendy, I want you to take a nice long deep breath and then release. That's right. And how is this feeling on your skin?
Lovely.
Great. Okay. So one thing that's important, of course, is you want to make sure you maintain slip on your client's skin and that you always have ample product. So you can add additional product, which I actually like to do because the products are very, very rich in nourishment and hydrants. And so I like to add the product because what you can see is Wendy's skin is literally just drinking this product in. Okay, so we would carry on and do this cleanse for a good, like I said, 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to continue our cleanse and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We have been performing our cleanse for 15 minutes now, and we're going to go ahead and remove the cleanser. This will be warm. Okay. And this is a really nice, soft microfiber towel. And that's one thing you guys want to think about is you really want to have a soft towel, especially for your sensitive clients. And I recommend using detergents that are free of dyes and such, because that can sometimes be irritating to your client's skin. Okay, our next step is we're going to actually apply our glycolic cream. But before I apply the glycolic cream, I'm going to blot Wendy's skin dry, because the glycolic is one of our first exfoliations. It is going to help soften the cuticle layer of the skin. And if you put the glycolic on wet skin, it's going to penetrate the skin faster, and there's going to be more of a stingle, if you will. So we are going to dry the skin so that we don't have that stingle. Again, this is our glycolic cream. The pH of the glycolic cream is 3, and it's a 10% glycolic cream, and it's in a base of jojoba and avocado. All right, so we can apply that with a fan brush. Wendy, this is going to feel cool.
I love that brush.
Yay. And you are going to want to let your clients know that this is a glycolic product, and they may feel a little stimulation, a little tingle or stingle. Just never feel uncomfortable. Okay. And Wendy, how's that feeling?
Great.
Okay. Are you feeling any tingling at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. And I always like to tell people that the product is working, whether they feel a tingle or a stingle or not. It's still doing its job.
Why do I feel a teeny bit somewhere and not others?
Well, it probably depends on the areas of dehydration versus non-dehydration.
Mm-hmm.
So if your skin is dehydrated, the product is going to penetrate more in that area.
Okay.
It's able to pass the wall of the skin better, if that makes sense, or not better, but faster. And so it can kind of flood the skin in an area where the barrier is not 100% intact. And where skin's really dehydrated, that means the barrier is slightly compromised. So the product floods into the skin faster, which can cause more of a tingle or a stingle.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for about 3 minutes, and we'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back. So we allowed the glycolic cream to sit on Wendy's skin for 3 minutes. We went ahead and removed it, and the glycolic cream just kind of softened the cuticle layer of the skin. So now what we're going to apply is I have mixed up our Enzyme, our Ultimate Performance exfoliating powder. This is going to feel cool. So I've mixed up our Ultimate Performance exfoliating powder, and again, all the measurements are on the treatment protocol, so you have easy access to the measurements. Okay, but this is our Enzyme, and this has papain, bromelain, and colloidal oats. Okay, so those are digestive enzymes. And the digestive enzymes, again, are just going to help kind of munch away, if you will, almost like Pac-Man, the dead skin cells that are sitting there. Okay. And that's going to help, of course, brighten Wendy's skin. Okay. So we're going to put this on, and we are going to allow it to sit with steam for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. But for Wendy today, we're going to do 10 minutes. So we've got that applied, and we will be right back. Hello, welcome back. So we have removed the enzyme from Wendy's face, And again, the enzyme is going to be keratolytic, and it is really going to act as a almost like a little Pac-Man, like I said, with digesting all those dead skin cells. So we're still preparing the skin for absorbing lots and lots and lots of good nutrients as we're going through, and doing extractions if need be. So our next step is the Purifying Oxygen Lotion. And the Purifying Oxygen Lotion is one of my favorite products in the line. It is very, very brightening, and it is wonderful for decongesting. So again, it's brightening, it's amazing for decongesting the skin. And one thing you can do, especially if the client has a lot of congestion, is you can actually put saran wrap over the oxygen in strips, of course. You don't want to cover the client's nostrils or eyes or mouth. But the Purifying Oxygen Lotion, very brightening, wonderful as a third exfoliant. And we've done 3 exfoliations. Not every single client is going to be able to take 3 exfoliations, but Wendy's Skin was able to tolerate that today. And so we are going to go all in because, of course, our clients want amazing results. And so that's what we want to give them, is those wonderful, amazing results. Okay. All right, so that is our oxygen, Purifying Oxygen Lotion, and we are going to allow that to sit for about 10 minutes. So one thing I forgot to mention with the application of the Purifying Oxygen Lotion, you actually do not want to use steam with that. It's best used as is. You can also remove it if you have an ultrasonic spatula, and I actually distribute Shelley Hancock's ultrasonic spatula. You can use it to remove the oxygen. It's lovely for helping with extractions. Okay, so we have removed the oxygen from Wendy's skin, and her skin is looking much, much, much brighter, which is wonderful. And the other thing too that I want to encourage you guys to do, and we'll have actually another segment where we kind of talk about ways that you can talk to your client when you're going through the facial. But I always like to do before and after pictures. Those are really very good for showing the client the results you can get with just one facial. But also they're good for you long term, once you've been seeing a client for a while and have them on proper home care, because you really, really can see the cumulative effects. It's lovely. So I want to encourage you to do before and after photos. So the next step for the Bright and Tight Vitamin C Facial is we're actually going to mix our vitamin C powder with the Glycolic mask. So I love this product. The vitamin C powder, it's very active. It has a large dose of L-ascorbic acid. And it also has DMAE, MSM, alpha-lipoic, and lots of other good ingredients. It is brightening to the skin. Of course, it helps with collagen stimulation, and you really do see immediate results with this product. So we are mixing the C powder with the Glycolic, and again, you're going to see instant results with this treatment for brightening, tightening, and also decongesting. Great for all those things. And you can apply the C serum that you've just made with your hands, or you can apply it with a fan brush. The product does tend to foam up a little bit, and you just want to mix it until all the crystals are totally dissolved, and then we can simply massage it into the skin. Okay, so we're going to massage this into the skin, and also if you're in a time pinch, you can actually mix the Rejuvenate and Lift powder mask with the vitamin C powder and the Glycolic mask. And that'll help save time for you if you're running behind schedule and still give you amazing results. Okay, so we have massaged the vitamin C powder mixed with the geloid. And again, the exact measurements for this mixture are on the facial protocol. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix in the Rejuvenate and Lift powder mask with the geloid mask. I love this mask. This is actually my favorite mask in the line. It is decongesting because it has albumin in it. It is also lifting because of the albumin. It has a host of B vitamins. And the B vitamins are very, very nourishing to the skin. Okay. It actually smells like a vitamin, which I love. If you don't love the vitamin smell, you can actually add a wee bit of the Plump Me Up mist to the mixture, and that will help dissipate the smell to some extent. Okay. That's lovely. All right. So we also are going to add a little, just a few drops of our licorice root additive. And the licorice root additive is very brightening as well. Okay.
And what does the licorice root do?
The licorice root actually helps calm the melanocyte cell. And the melanocyte cell is what is responsible for producing melanin, right? It gives everyone their skin color. And when you have a melanocyte cell that has been overexcited for too long, we end up with our brown spots, our sun damage. And licorice, along with the L-ascorbic acid that is in the vitamin C powder, they help calm the melanocyte cell. And a lot of times if you can get that melanocyte cell to calm down, it will stop overproducing melanin. And so it helps with sun damage and reversal of sun damage.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, so we have our mask mixed up, okay, and we're just going to go ahead and apply it. Now, you want to apply this in a thin layer in an upward, outward direction. How's that feel?
That's great. I like the smell.
I do too. I feel like I'm doing something really good for myself when I put this on. Okay. And so you guys, with this mask, you can actually get pretty close in to the eye area as well. Okay. And we just want to go towards the nose because it's lovely for the eye area. Okay. And you can put it on the brow. You can actually lift the lid a little bit with that mask, which is nice. Okay, so you can just go right over the eyebrow onto the lid of the eye. Okay, so now we want to let that sit and let Wendy marinate for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we have removed the Rejuvenate and Lift powder mask from Wendy's face, and we're ready to put on the finishing products. So we're going to use the Renewal Eye Neck Serum. And the Renewal Eye Neck Serum is one of my favorite products. And you just want to go right under the brow bone. You don't want to get it so close that it actually gets in the eye. But the Renewal Eye Neck Serum, for the eye area, it helps with the fine lines, the wrinkles, dark circles, sagging, and prevention, which is always nice. And then, of course, for the neck, it helps with the lines and the wrinkles and the sagging, which we like. So that is our eye care. We're also going to put on a little moisturizer here. We're going to use the Ultra Rich. And then of course we're going to apply our SPF. So we're going to use our, Wendy's a medium shade, so we're going to do a medium SPF for her. And then we're going to allow her to get dressed and take her back to our consultation area so that we can show her all the wonderful products she should have for home care to help her meet her skincare goals. All right, so that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us today.